Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome back to our series on the Rainbird Cirrus software. We're doing our final case studies today, and the first question of the 9 we will look at is write a program that will syringe the entire golf course for 3 minutes per rotor. This program can only run once and must disappear automatically after it is run. To do this, we're going to go down and hit Simple Here. And then we're going to create a new program. We'll quickly just name it temp for temporary. We'll hit both front 9 and back 9 as we are meant to irrigate the entire golf course. We're also going to have to click each area as well as giving it a start time. So 3, 3, 3. All right. We don't have any driving range heads hooked up, otherwise we would go there. And we're going to put in our start time here at 8 o'clock p.m. And we're also going to collect one time only. So now this program will run and then disappear. So if we hit save in the top right, there we go, it is saved, and we can close out of here. That is how you make a one-time running irrigation program. Question number 2 is, while watering the whole golf course for the default time, shut off the following areas. It lists the areas after that. And so we're just going to go ahead and do this. So if you go ahead and hit Program at the top of your screen, it brings up our program and schedule detail. So for the following areas, greens, we're going to go to the front greens and make sure we have it highlighted and go to schedule, and we must turn off holes 2, 5, and 7 from this program. All right, if we can go ahead and head back and go into back greens. We'll turn off holes 14 and 18. We'll go into the front tee section, and we'll turn off holes 3, 5, and 8. Go into the back tee section, 13 and 17. Approaches, we'll go front, and 1, 2, 5, and 6 will be turned off. And then the back approaches 12 and 14. Now those areas will not run with the other areas, but they're still in the program, so anytime we want to go back and adjust, we can go ahead and add them back in. Moving on to question number 3, while watering from an ET-based program, change the fairways on holes 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, 18 to irrigate for 10% longer than the rest. If we head into program detail, we'll see the column beside the raindrop indicates whether or not we are watering from an ET-based program. If that box is checked, all you need to do is change the number from 100 to 110% to increase a 10% increase. Now, for fairways on hole 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, and 18, we're going to go into front fairways, and then go into the schedules. And we're going to go ahead and find hole number 3, and we're going to go ahead and change that to 110%. And if you do that for each of the holes that need to be adjusted, then that's all you need to do. The program will now be adjusted to increase 10% longer on those areas. And there you go. If we keep going, we take a look at question number 4. How long is the projected time for all areas to run if the recommended amount of irrigation is based on 0.25 inches of irrigation? So first off, we're going to assume that if you go into system settings, that you have all of your irrigation head precipitation data in. If you go to the second to the right, perfect. So these are the default data settings. If you hit the rotor button, Pat, right by excellent. We'll see on the right-hand side, that is the precipitation data we need to have. You can close out of here, you gotta make sure that's in there and apply it to all of your heads by going into here. We've already selected this, you don't need to do it, but for the example, yeah, perfect. Okay, so if we exit out again, we go into the monitor section. You can scroll down underneath Fast Connect Programming to ET Spreadsheet. Excellent. So now you can see that it's already set up for 0.3 ET, and if we reduce that to 0.25, all the numbers will change. So in this situation, the question is asking us how long each area runs. So for greens, we can see that it runs for 25 minutes. Tees will run for 19. Fairways will run for 21. Approaches will run for also 21. Roughs will then go for 42 minutes to keep up with everything. So that's how we do irrigation by precipitation. All right, question number 5. The following fairways are sunny on the right-hand side, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. Create a program that only waters these areas. To do this fastest, we're going to go ahead and hit the compass on the top left and go Program Builder. Now this brings up the map. So I've already created a program, but to do so, you would hit Add Program and name it. And if you click it again there, Cole, we'll be able to see, you give it a program name, and you make sure that it is a standard program and not a quick irrigation program. All right, you can cancel out of that. So now we've built that. We've named it Sunny Front Fairways. If we go down into it, we can see we've already built some schedules. But if we right-click on it and go Add Schedule, we'll now name the schedule based on which hole we're doing it. So we'll go hole 8 is the only one we haven't done yet. And as the question states, it's always the right side, so I just added right side in there to make it clear. We're going to go schedule type by station, and we're going to hit OK. Now if we can zoom in on hole number 8, I can do that for you guys. Zoom in on hole number 8 here. Go back to your select icon, and now if you highlight, now that we have highlighted our schedule number 5, which is for hole 8 right side, we can select all of the stations down the right hand side of the 8th fairway. So if you can go ahead and do that now. Perfect. So we don't need to touch the approach because that waters both sides of the fairway. And there you are. Now we've created a program that only waters those areas. If we go ahead and zoom out and go to hit the compass again and go to Program or Course Monitor, we can go ahead and click on Sunny Front Fairway and hit Start. Cole, up here in the top. So that should start the program off, and then we can see we have a nice view of hole 7 and 8, and the heads on the right-hand side should turn on. There you have it, and that's how you build a program. Jumping right along to question number 6. Design a program that waters all of the back 9 fairways in a reverse order from green to tee. Each fairway must be able to be manipulated on its own, i.e. a water budget. Holes 17 and 18 can only be watered every 3rd night. After much deliberation, we've discovered that creating 2 programs is the only way to do this. So we're going to start by going into the program builder under the compass. All right, if we can zoom right in on, let's say, hole 18 to start, oh sorry, hole 16 to start, pardon me.
16.
It's down here, I got this for you, man. Got her? I got her. All right, there we go, hole 16. If you look over on the left-hand side, we've already created a program for the reverse back fairway. So that one will be done for holes 17 and 18. So we're going to create a new program by hitting Add Program. All right, this one will be called Reverse Back FWY2, and will be a standard. So if we hit OK, we can then right click, pardon me, and add schedule, just like we did before. And we're going to name this one 16. Because we're working backwards, we're going to do it by station. Okay, now we have the first station highlighted, we'll be able to click each station progressively from the back, from the green, back towards the tee. And the last one. All right, thanks team. So that is now going to irrigate, starting with the green and moving backwards on hole 16. Okay, so if we exit out of here, knowing that you will do that for all of the other holes, it's nice to have the control that the map gives you. If we head into the program detail, up to the top, and we go and take a look at reverse back fairway, the first one, that's hole number 17 and 18. So what we can do is we can go to the days of the week listed out beside, and we can change that to skip days. So as the question stated, holes 17 and 18 can only be watered every third night, so skip 2 days. And it can start tonight. Days to go means it will start tonight. While the other program, Reverse Back Fairways 2, will be going every single day. Now, if we go into the schedule for Reverse Back Fairways, you will see that there's a box there that is checked beside the On button. Now that means it's optimized. So that means if it's all right, to make sure that the programs run from green to tee, we'll see that there's an option 1, option 2 column right beside the on switches. So if we go click that for reverse back fairway, we can see that it can either be optimized or sequential. Optimized simply means whatever is available to be watered will be watered next. Whereas sequential is the order that we picked on the map is the order that it will run in no matter what. If we hit OK, now that it is set to be sequential, we're already set to go. Continuing on to question number 7, set up the following smart alarms. All right, so to start off, we're just going to get into the smart alarm section. So if you hit the weather information up on the top left, thank you, Cole, and hit the alarm bell, we are now in the smart weather, smart alarm section. So our first alarm, we get the green plus. We're going to go ahead and name that. If you scroll down and go to high wind 1, all right. We go to comments, and we're going to go ahead and type in wind greater than 5 mph. All right. So now we've got that, we can go ahead and do what? We can go system interrupt. To whom? Have to go to program, front greens, schedule, 5. For this question, it is number 5 green is to pause with a wind condition greater than 10 miles per hour and resume when the wind diminishes below that area. So we will, good thing we double check, we'll change that to number 10. Whoop. All right. And we can go ahead and create another program. And if we make it high wind 1 again, go no comments and do what? Go down and go system resume. No, system resume up a little bit there. Sorry. Yeah, and then to whom, and we'll do the exact same front greens and hold 5. Hit OK. Now when that wind drops below the 10 again, it'll continue. If you go and we head on and go to our second question in this section, it's shut down the entire system for a rainfall greater than 0.5 inches. So we create a new smart alert and name rainfall 1. We'll make our comments greater than 0.5 inches. And then we can go again, do what? System off, yeah. And you can just go, you can just probably stay, we don't have to select the exact program because it's the entire system. So we hit OK, and it's the entire system will turn off. If we move on to the last one, it's pause the irrigation system when the rainfall intensity is above 3 inches per hour. If you go at program again, and scroll down to rainfall intensify, so go to the one below rainfall 2. No, the one right below rainfall 2. Oh, yeah, rainfall intensify. And comments, we will go greater than 3 inches, inches per hour. Do what? We can go system interrupt, and we'll leave it like that, and then we'll go again, make rainfall intensify a second time. The last rainfall there behind the box. Nothing there, and we'll go system resume. And there we're all set. So you can close out of that, and now you've got your smart alarms all set up. All right, now for question number 8, we're going to use freedom commands to turn on the 17th green for 5 minutes. First step is making sure that freedom is functioning. If we go into system settings, and we see that in the drop-down list there, or the list box there, freedom is selected, and we need to make sure that it is assigned to something specifically. Here we can see that it is, so we can close out of the system settings, head up to the second tab in the top right, and find the freedom button. Now, if you select command in the text box, we can now use the simulator in the bottom left corner to simulate what you would do. Now, just a quick heads up, the freedom is used by the radios while you're on the golf course, so you don't always have to be using the controller to turn everything on. So to turn on the 17th hole, we're going to start it all off by going pound pound. Now, we hit 1 to turn on. We hit pound again, and we select 17 for the hole. We hit pound again, and select 1 for the area, which is greens. And now, because default is 5 minutes, we can hit pound pound right away. As we can see, the course number changed, the hole number changed, the area was selected as green, stations was all because we didn't select a station, and the minutes is 5, so that's the default. If we were to not hit pound pound at the end, we would have hit pound station number that we want, and then pound number of minutes. As it is, we've got it all set up there, and that is how you use freedom commands. We can close out of that, and if we go up into the compass in the top left corner, we'll head on to question number 9. Question number 9 is how much sand is required to fill all of the bunkers to a depth of 8 inches? With the bottom option in our menu, bring up the map and map utilities. Now that we're here, we're going to select bunkers in the left-hand menu, because that's what we're going to be looking at today. If you go into the tools and go select area, Cole will go ahead and tap on any bunker. Right, so you can see the area of that single bunker. And if I go ahead and go select all on the bunkers, we can see that the total selected area for all bunkers is 182,295 square feet. So if we go to an 8-inch depth for added sand, we first take that 182,295, multiply it by 12 to put it into inches, take the total square feet and multiply it by the number of inches of depth, and then divide all of that by 12. We'll get the number of square feet of sand that we'll need for our golf course. That comes out to 1,458,360 square feet or cubic feet of sand. We're going to take a quick look at the first bonus question here, which is what is the capacity of the 2 most southeasterly ponds, assuming uniform depth of 20 feet? All right, so if Cole goes to the ponds on the left and hits select area, he can now select the pond. Now, if I hit shift on the keyboard, he can now select both of them and none of the other ponds. We can see the area is 216 square feet. So we multiply that by the uniform depth of 20 feet. It comes out to 5,084,320 square feet of water. So that's the capacity of the ponds. If we convert that number into gallons, we divide it by 7.48 because there's that many gallons in a cubic foot of water. And if we do that math, it comes out to 679,722 gallons of water in those 2 ponds combined. For our second bonus question, assuming that there is no refill of the ponds, how many days capacity do the ponds have if the golf course is watered every night for a default of 10 minutes on every sprinkler? To find this out, we go into our program section. We can see that the ET controller is checked off, and now we are set to default run times of 10 minutes. Close out, and we go to the dry run. We can give it a dry run, say from 7 p.m. until 7 a.m. If we try that out and hit a start on the bottom left, will give us an understanding of our total flow. So it comes up to 242,508 gallons. So if you divide our pond capacity by the amount of water we put down per day, you get 2.8, which means that we can water for 2 and almost 3 nights based on just the water that is in those ponds based on a 20-foot depth. And that's it. Thank you for listening to our case study. Thank you for your time. We hope that through this process you've learned a lot more about Rainbird Cirrus irrigation software, and that we wish you the greatest success in your golf courses in the future. Thank you.